Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back down to the workshop. Hope you're all well. So yeah, this week's video is part 2 of the Orcax build. Now once again, I want to apologise for last week's video, the sound. I don't know what happened with that. Probably because I'm still getting used to all the editing process, but hopefully I'll sort it out on this one. Other thing is, again, new mistake. I started building more on the axe and I forgot to film some parts of it. However, here she is so far. We have it all black coated and we're just about ready to start with the silver coat on here and putting the wood grain effect onto the shaft. Okay, so that bit I missed, and the detail work, but you've seen me do detail work before. Simple little bits like this and around here, nothing you haven't seen before. But guys, if you want me to go over certain things, little techniques or something in particular, in detail, let me know in the comments below. And if you guys are new here, please hit that subscribe button and the bell, you'll be alerted when I go live with new stuff. If you want to check out any other work I've done, the links are below in the description. And if you guys want to help me or the channel grow, there's my Patreon there as well. So yeah, let's get into the build, eh? I've got the build ready, coffee ready, and let's get on with it. So now that our shaft is done, mostly, we can start on the head. I always start with a template, which makes it easier for me. So with this template, I can cut out the middle section, which is in 2 pieces, as you can see, the front and the back. We just need those, and then we will cut out a further 2 big pieces, encompassing the front, the back, and the center piece all together. Now our middle section is now cut out, we can glue it to the shaft. This middle section will just glue onto the sides and we will add our reinforcement over the top. Make sure when you're connecting your parts to the side that you squash it down, give it a nice good compress. You want to make sure it's got a nice good seal. Once the first part of our work is glued up on both sides of the reinforcement and the foam, we'd add our first bit of reinforcement. Now I'm using false leather, it's nice and thin and it's durable. Just glue up both sides and just layer it across. Make sure that you haven't got anything sticking out over the sides of the foam. You want to try and keep all the leather on the inside so you can't see it. This process needs to be repeated on both sides to give us a nice firm reinforcement that's not going to allow any sidewards movement on the work itself. Repeat the process and add reinforcement to any parts that are going to be attached to the shaft itself. This will allow a much better strong bond. Now all our reinforcement is done, we can move on to the next step, which is cutting out an entire headpiece. The front, the back and the middle shaft all as one piece. We need 2 of these at least, 1 on either side, which will add a hell of a lot more strength. And here comes the fun part, gluing up the entire top section ready to put the second layer on the top. Once both sides are glued, try and keep to your lines to save on time cutting and sanding later on. Same thing again here folks, you guessed it, wash and repeat. Glue up both sides and glue on the third side, so now you have 3 pieces of foam all layered together, sealed over that core. Here I'm just adding another little section to the spike on the bottom, as I didn't apply it to the template when I cut it out. Now the head's almost finished, we're just continuing the illusion of the staff placed into a metal head. So we're just going to add another layer to either side so we can round it off and continue that illusion. That's right folks, you guessed it, rinse and repeat both sides to continue the illusion of that wooden staff. Once it's had adequate time to dry, we start taking off the chamfers at the back. This is the easiest section to start with, as it's just going to be a nice rounded area for the back of the wooden staff. We're just taking off a 45-degree angle that'll save us some time when it comes to sanding. Once the back's done, we start going on to the front. Here we're just taking a chamfer off the top of the blade. This will allow us to round that off nice and smoothly and add a little bit of foam later on, which will give us the illusion that it's actually a headpiece slid onto a wooden shaft. Be careful when you're doing these centre pieces, because this is going to be a handle grab, but we've also got to continue the illusion, so you need to be able to round the staff and also just chamfer off the edge onto the metal. It'll make sense once we start adding a round piece to the head to give it that illusion. From here we start rounding out all the edges. We've got to continue rounding that wooden shaft as well as chamfering the head pieces so we can add pieces to make it look more smooth later on. Here I'm using a finger sander, but if you haven't got one of these, a Dremel will do just as good. As I said, a Dremel or a rotary tool works just as good. In fact, I'm using one here just as I finalise the last bit of sanding and smooth it out. The finger sander takes a lot off very quickly. With a Dremel or rotary tool, it's a little bit slower process and you have a little bit more control over it. Once you've got the majority of it off with the power tools, always go back in with a little bit of elbow grease and hand sanding. I use 240 grit mainly for sanding, and just give it a nice smooth. Don't forget, use a heat gun every now and again, it closes all the cells, then give it another gentle rub with the sandpaper. Okay guys, so that's it for this one. As I said, I missed off quite a bit of detailing work. However, I will go through it quickly here. This edge you have seen me do a million times. Literally line down the middle of your foam, and however long you want this tang, then cut a 45-degree angle on both sides and then smooth. You can use the Dremel, finger sander or belt sander, or just hand sander. It's entirely up to you. Okay, that will give you your edge. As for the wood effect, the grain, you can't really see it much with this black. That's done with a Dremel or a rotary tool on an angle, just going in, just putting in little random marks. If you do more, you get an old rustic wood. If you do less, it just looks like a bit of worn wood that somebody shaped over the years. Okay, the next thing is this rounded section here. Now I've got 3 of these. Let me show you this way. We've got this bit, and then we've got this bit over here. Now this is done with 5mm. Literally it's just placed over the top. So I've got a pattern here. It just comes around here. It doesn't go anywhere near this gap, yeah, or here. So it's within the structure itself, and that just lays over the top. And it gives the illusion that that's steel being clamped to keep these 2 pieces together. Okay, this is just gone round, and you've got like another clamp version, yeah, goes round and then clamped on. So it looks like it's been a bit of metal clamped on here and then just bang, 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 bang. Same for this one. Okay, so that not only gives us a bit of detail, also gives us a little bit more strength. Now, as usual, this thing will take a beating, as seen. Okay, so that's all you've missed really. But if you guys want me to cover those sort of details before, I think I did do a wood grain detail before. That's in the detailing playlist. Also how to paint a wood effect, same with the steel effect. But yeah, that's all I missed the record on, I'm afraid. But I will paint this up as soon as my new supplies arrive, and I will do that as the 3rd video, and the varnishing obviously all you've seen me do before. But yeah, that's how we build a orc axe. So I hope that's helpful. I hope you guys will try and build one. Send me some pictures of what you guys are building, yeah, in the links below, or go onto my Discord channel or Patreon, or send me some links so we can see how you're building any of my builds if you're trying. Okay guys, so thanks once again. I hope you've enjoyed, and don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button and the bell, or head on over to Twitch. Wednesday to Friday I mainly stream. Saturdays I tend to be out here doing this sort of stuff. And if you want to help me and the channel grow, there's always the Patreon. So I'd appreciate it, guys. Take it easy. See you in the next one. Bye bye.